This is James from GameFront, and we're playing the Stanley's Parable. Let me just preface this. I've played the mod that was based off of Half-Life 2 and enjoyed it quite a bit. That's all I'm going to say about this. Let's begin the game. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Well, that's good.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
And now I take control. Where are my feet? That is very peculiar. Can I interact with anything? Alright, well, we'll step out of the office. I feel like I'm running.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Is this the meeting room? The door's locked, huh? Fine. All doors are locked? Well, that doesn't seem very good. Photocopier room. Actually, it looks like people have really scattered the papers all over. This is quite a mess. Where's the meeting room? I'm gonna open every goddamn door I can. No. No. I can't even close this door. It's locked open. Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Can't get into any of these rooms. I gotta find the meeting room. Oh my gosh. Is that to outside? It's so bright.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute? Let it ball up inside you, take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers, and resent coworkers. Using slides to ensure employees that everything's okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header, and throw some bevel in all the text. Everyone is unique. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going to the boss's office. Ooh, broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't think so. I feel like there's something in here. I can't jump.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Fine.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
How far up? Top floor? Well, somebody's living at large upstairs. I get that rinky-dink little office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
No.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I listened to you, narrator. You're the one who gave me the clue. Well, this doesn't look like the regular office. No. An elevator down? Here I've been taking the stairs this whole time, that greedy bastard boss. And talk to him about sharing the elevator. Sometimes on a Monday your legs are tired. Oh. Loading.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Well, thank goodness. I wanted to see if I could go further down.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't like the sounds of this. What? Escape. No, I'm gonna go to the mind control facility, because I should at least turn it off.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
That door's locked now, isn't it? No going to the escape, huh?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What is this place? I vaguely remember some sort of destruction or bomb that went off when I did this in the mod, but this also looks a little different.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I don't think so. I don't feel like I've been under the control of anything.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind?
Well, I see no proof that that's the case. It's a lot of claims you're making.
Oh. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I don't know. It says that it's already offline. It seems like they're not going to be used. No one's working here anymore. Offline, offline, offline. Offline 5? Looks like a button I could push. Waiting input. I don't even know how I'd dismember this thing if I tried. Huh. I can't even push anything there. Mind controls idle. Waiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Okay. Did it. I might have turned it back on for lights. I can't see anything. Did I just beat the game?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Is it?
Yes.
All right.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
That's not a door. Is this even real?
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant
I can't
to
control it.
And Stanley
But I've got no
was
control.
happy.
There's no freedom there. The end is never the end is never the end. Well, that's a sham. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to pick up in the next video from right here. Bye-bye.